Hello, this is Dr. Duke. Right now, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about haggis. Haggis is a Scottish delicacy. It is stuffed sheep stomach. They take a sheep stomach and stuff it with ground up sheep organ meats and oatmeal, I think, and maybe some other stuff, seasonings, whatever. I don't know the exact recipe for it, but it doesn't sound like anything I'd want. There's also something called pot haggis, which I've seen recipes for, which is basically the same thing, but it's not in a stomach. It's cooked in a pot, regular cooking pot without the stomach. Now, I have Scottish ancestry in me. That doesn't make me want to eat haggis, though. My Scottish ancestry is on my mother's side of the family, and in her family there's a farm which has been in the family since about 1785. The farm is in the town of Barnet, Vermont, which is not far from where this is being videoed right now. It's about, I would say, 12 miles from here, so I don't know. In Barnet, there is a cemetery that where I have various relatives buried. My mother's father is buried in the cemetery, as is my mother's stepmother, and other relatives and family are buried in this cemetery. It's an old cemetery. Some of the stones go back to the people who were born in the 1700s and originally settled Barnet. People originally settled Barnet, well, after the Indians, of course, were from Scotland. There's one stone in the cemetery. The oldest, appears to be one of the oldest stones. The inscription on it, which can still be read, says that the person who is interred there was born in the year 1710. So that person was born 313 years ago. I remember going to I think it was for a funeral, and the reception after the funeral was in the church basement, the church in West Barnet. And I remember seeing someone there with a kilt. They were wearing a kilt, a Scottish kilt. And also, there was this story made the local newspaper years ago. There was a kid at the high school in Danville who showed up at the school wearing a kilt because to show his Scottish ancestry. The school forced him to go back home to change, and of course he complained about that. But just a little tidbit made the newspaper years ago. Well, anyway, please like, share, subscribe, comment. This is Dr. Nuke signing off.